Who we got? What is this? All right, so here we go. Last game of the prelims. We got Tampa Bay Damage taking on LA Infamous in a must-win situation for Infamous.
Yeah.
Matty Marshall, I'm up here with Oliver Lang. So let's watch
the breakout. Here we go.
All right, so on the breakout here, 3 guns up off the break is Chad Boussier digging out to the corner for Tampa Bay Damage, and it looks like all 5 alive for Infamous.
Well, and making a quick bump into this snake here. You know, this is what Tampa's really good at. They're making those good, effective shots off the break and then dipping really quickly.
Yeah, so it looks like really good field position right now for Tampa Bay Damage, as they have 3 players very close to the 50-yard line. They got, looks like Smith over here, Brian Smith for Tampa Bay, and he's looking to make a move. Oh, and the Bobby Aviles gets shot out of that back corner. So it looks like only 3 players left alive.
Yeah, Nicky and Bobby are both dead on Infamous. All 5 alive here with Tampa. Got a pretty steady zone here, it looks like.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the big key for Infamous is going to be staying out of that box. They have just been getting a ton of penalties.
Well, that's the big key for anybody, you know. It's really tough out there. You don't know whether it's justified or you deserve it or not, or what. There's no in between, you know. But it happens, and it's part of the game, so you know.
All right, so Smith now making a move up to
2 in the snake.
Yes, second notch of the snake.
I kind of like this action in the snake. It's a good combo because the back snake guy can kind of shake and move a little bit and help support the front guy.
Yeah, and Brown's in the snake also. So
we see Tyler Harmon trying to make that move into that X. It kind of got caught from that little the new mini race bunker on the side. But it's 3-on-5. You know, and this field's a really slow field, so you know, anything can happen right now.
Yeah, and they're going to have to dig deep. Infamous is going to have to dig deep because they're in a situation where they need to win, and they kind of need to win big.
Absolutely.
All right, so right now Brown in the snake, he's just trying to look for shots. And on your screen, there, the bottom hand part of your screen, you can see 2 players for Damage in the snake. Brown there, bottom center left, and Brian Smith on the right-hand side.
Brian Smith, yep.
And then at the very top of your screen, you can also see Damage has good position on the Dorito side. They have that 50-yard line Dorito. So awesome field position right now for Tampa Bay Damage.
Well, you know what's interesting? It's their kind of their younger, more front guys that are alive right now. They've got Greg Sewers in that Dorito for Infamous. They've got Callie, Kevin Rudolph here in that mini race bunker, and then Justin Schwartz here in the snake side corner. So, you know, I mean, those guys usually aren't the most defensive players, and they're doing a good job of kind of holding them off. I mean, you know, we're almost 3 minutes into this match.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing a really slow point right here, and we've seen some quick points, we've seen some fast points. This field's has some variables on there.
Yeah, you know, on this field, after playing it a little bit, it really makes a big difference on who dies off the break, or you know, who's alive. That kind of decides the momentum of where you're going to go, if you're going to play offensively or defensively, you know.
I've also seen a ton of people run out of paint out there.
Oh my God, yeah, I've been shooting a lot of paint out there myself. So listen, here we go. We've got, you know, it's kind of cutting to a standstill here. You know, Justin Schwartz is kind of looking down the tape, just making sure that nobody comes and runs him. Callie's just standing across the field at that 50-yard line Dorito, just waiting there on Chad. And Greg Stewers is just kind of looking onto the inside. You know, it was really right now it's up to Tampa. They need to make some sort of, you know, offensive push here.
Yeah, because they have the bodies.
They've got the bodies. They can, you know, they need to figure it out. This field's pretty big on alley-oops, you know, which making a guy make a move and you play off him.
Yeah, it's almost like they're kind of scared to make a mistake right now.
It really is. You know, every team just kind of looks like they're playing to not make a mistake. And, you know, we've got to play one of these teams. I believe Infamous and Tampa are both in, I believe. Is that correct or no?
I think Infamous, well, I think it's going to come down to this, because, you know, Tampa is
3-0 right now.
Yes,
so Tampa's going to be
Tampa's in. But the thing is that we could have a 3-way tie, because Shock is now 2-2. Infamous is 2 or 1 and
I believe they're going to be 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Or, oh, look at this move. There you go. There's Tyler Harmon making the move into the X, which is actually not a bad move right now. It looks like he's almost out of paint too, so he's got to start getting something going here.
You know, so you guys, I think, have played the field the most aggressively of any team. So what's kind of been your mental attitude going into these games, and being that no one else is be able to kind of step up to your
like
level
I said, it really depends on that first kill that you get. Yesterday against the Russians, they were getting the first kill on us. We were not getting any kills on them. I don't know what it was, but we were not shooting them off the break. And you know, the difference is that we really, really want to push the issue. We really want to get up there and get into those spots. So if we get that kill, we're going to take it right away. As in, a lot of these teams, they're kind of, I think their philosophy is, if we get that kill, let's just slowly go into them and you know, break them down. But that's where the teamwork really comes in, because right now, as you see, you know, Tampa is a good team.
And they normally have great teamwork.
It's about, well, you know, they're also adding Dave. They're also adding Tyler. They've got this new kid, Brown. You know, it's the same Tampa, but a little bit with a little new boost.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're not comfortable with each other 100% yet. I'm a big fan of trying to keep the same team as much as possible. Oh, look at this move.
Here we go, big move. Chad making a move down the Dorito side, and it looks like he trades out with them. And
that was a great move.
Off that stunt now.
Now there's only 2 guys on Infamous on the Snake side. Here comes Tyler Harmon. Ooh.
Oh, so Tyler Harmon trades out, and that's going to do it. So Brown is left
and
alive.
a penalty. And a penalty for Infamous.
They just cannot stay out of the box. It's like they get a penalty. It's like every 3rd point almost, it seems like.
Well, that is not good. That is not good at all.
On your screen right now, that's Brown hanging that flag, or actually giving the flag to, looks like Dave Baines was hanging there to hang it.
Agent Smith, Dave Baines, Brown.
Dave Baines had a great point last game. Would not save the game, actually. I mean, they were winning it, but. So
it looks like there's Justin Schwartz kind of arguing, seeing what's going on. It looks like you got a 2-minute major at the end there, and that's you know, that hurts. It really does hurt. I hate to say it. I hate to see it happen. I love to see it happen when I'm playing the team, but you know, this sucks.
Especially with, you know, Infamous. It's a situation where they know what their problem is, and this is what hurt them at World Cup last year. It's hurt them at this event. And, you know, you had a situation where that game was over.
Right.
Or that point was over. It's
right.
not like Justin was going to pull it out at that point.
Right, right.
Shot, so
it's not worth it.
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
At that point, just, you know, it's okay. Concede it. You don't need to push that boundary at that point.
Yeah, totally. No,
so
I agree.
They're going to have to start down a body now and try to claw their way back into this game.
Who's coming out here? It's a good stands, good amount of people here watching in the crowds. It's nice, you know. Feels good.
Yeah, it's a nice day.
Yeah, no, I'm actually very happy with this venue. I'm happy with this area. I like going to new places. It gets kind of redundant going to the same places, and I'm into the fact that they came to a new area, and yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, bringing paintball back to Texas, bringing big league paintball back to Texas.
Yeah.
You know, we used to go to Dallas for all those years.
Yeah, I love Dallas. You know, I'm a big fan of Texas. I think Texas has a great showing of paintball players.
Yeah.
I've come out here a couple times to do a couple clinics, and I've spent a decent amount of time out here. I remember we used to play old Iron Kids tournaments out here, and I believe in Houston. Can't even remember. But, yeah, you know, I like the Texans.
So, just about 5 seconds to go here. All right, so Infamous starting down a body. They got John Richardson, and looks like Nikki Cuba in the back center for him.
Looks like they're making a nice aggressive move to that front Dorito over there with what's that? That's Edwards.
Jacob Edwards.
Jacob Edwards.
Yeah, Jason Edwards, his older brother, is a police officer now. So I don't think he's retired completely, but he's gonna have to take a break.
Right.
So you can see Nikki Cuba and Johnny trying to just
they
roll
like
their guns
that
out of back center.
cross-lateral move though, you know.
So now El Yusuf able to make a move into the snake. He played pretty well for Tampa Bay in that last match.
It's amazing they can make that move right there and stay alive, to tell you the truth.
Ooh, big move by Nikki trying to get out
Nikki
to the back
made
corner.
It.
Oh no, he ended up getting clipped. No, he didn't get clipped. He made it, but looks like, not sure that is, but somebody got shot for Infamous.
Right, another move out of the
Sewers.
back center from Tampa Bay all the way to the that 40-yard line bunker.
So El Yusuf all the way into Snake 4.
Ooh, Nicky almost clipping him there in the loader. McCarthy all the way up to the X now. TV Probst behind him filling up.
On your
look at this move. Look at this move.
Oh, look at this. Carthy all the way up there, and he gets a shot on Nicky Cuba. Oh, it looks like he gets a shot on Richardson as well. And polishes off the last guy. So awesome move by Mike Carthy up the center. We haven't seen a lot of moves up the center. You played up the center, I think, a couple points.
Yeah, we're experimenting. You know, it's kind of that veteran guy that knows how to play at the center, knows how to block things out, kind of make moves, dance left and right. But looks like Carthy right there was the one that did that, and you know he is a veteran.
All right, so the score is now 2-0, and it's been all Tampa Bay Damage so far. And the story with Infamous this event, they've had some good games, but they've got some wins, but really the penalties have hurt them. So they need to win this match.
Well, you know, Matty, I think I have to scoot over there. I see my guys getting ready. I think that it looks like they're going to push me up a little bit and push us to the next game. So I might jet out of here in a moment and watch this last breakout and then kind of skim her.
How does it feel being back with the boys in blue?
Yeah, it feels great. You know, it's honestly a funny team because we have all these new, kids, but they really remind me of the old guys. You know, we've got a guy that reminds me of like a Johnny, a guy that reminds me of an Angel, a guy that, they're kind of just, the new generation of the old dynasty. You know, of course, we're not really that old, so it's hard to say old, but we are getting older, so it's kind of cool to see that, and we're having a good fun time. It feels very natural. It was an easy transition. Usually when you make a big transition, especially playing on a team for so long, it's hard. It's hard to make that. I just get that comfortable, and it's easy and it feels great. It's fun. They're all my best friends, so it's simple. It's about the bottom line. Right there.
It's just pretty cool to see you guys are playing well. So
it's a new. It was kind of like a little, re-up with dynasties. If we had been playing for 5 years, you never know. Now it's a little refreshment.
All right, let's see the breakout here. Infamous needs to get something going. Try to break out wide over here on the Snake side of the field. A hoop, huge move up in the center, and not able to make it. But Tyler Harmon trying to get up there in the center of the field, loses his hopper.
Valiant effort, though.
We haven't seen that yet.
Right, we haven't seen that much, and I kind of like that.
And Justin Swartz trying to come out of that, and he just gets stitched in his side. So nice job by Brian Smith, able to get in position to get a shot on that
and
dead
Brian
box.
Smith gets taken out right there by JR or Callie.
And then Zach Wake.
It's actually a 3-on-4 now with Infamous. Zach Wake, honestly, I think Zach Wake is one of the better players on Infamous here, and he's in good position. He's a great player. I love the fact that he gets in there. He's just a bulldog player.
He's always in there.
Yeah,
he's a bulldog
in there
for sure.
He creates things, and he needs that support from the guys behind him to really figure out the best way to do it. But look at this, John Richardson kind of getting sneak out. I like how JR has kind of revived himself as well too with this no coaching on the Rio side. He feels a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, but where it's like you got Zach Wake, he's like a sledgehammer. John Richardson's more like he's like a ninja sword.
JR's about to shoot out Dave Baines in the back center and then run this guy down. I see this happening, and there it is.
Oh, Johnny almost draws the penalty, but able to trade out with Chad. That was pretty close.
That was a great move. That was a
very
good move.
Awesome move. Again, with the no coaching over there on that sideline, it's really enabling a lot of some of these more creative players to get down over there. There goes Zach Wake, jumping over the bunker and able to take out the last player. Nice job taking down Brown. Good job by Zach Wake. And here comes Team Infamous. They burn down that major penalty and win the point.
Yeah, that was big right there. That was big. Right there is a huge point swing in the game for any competitive team. If they make it 3-0 right there, it's kind of a blow to your team.
Oh, absolutely. It's that 3-point. It's the 3-point swing we always talk about.
Exactly. And Infamous winning that point only makes it a 1-point game instead of making it a 3-point game. So that's huge right there. Well, I'm going to scoot, Matty. I'm going to go get ready. And
best of luck, Ollie. Thanks for coming up here.
I appreciate it. And to all you guys out there, enjoy watching. I'm glad that this webcast is back up and going. to listen to Maddie Marshall's beautiful voice.
And we'll see. Yeah, we're going to see Dynasty in the semifinals. So good luck, Ollie.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so the score is now 2-1, and a resurgent Infamous able to take that point. They got about a minute left to play, so now it's going to be interesting to see what Infamous does back at full strength. And Damage, I really want to see kind of Damage has been so methodical. It's been kind of really tough to. They've been good at everything essentially. They are shooting some guys off the break. They're playing slow, methodical. They're playing aggressive when they need to, and that's definitely, if I was a Tampa Bay Damage fan, would be good to see. And I think that I was expecting this to be a pretty brutal, very close match. Both of these teams wanting a win. I believe Damage is going to be advancing into the semifinals. Definitely don't want to have a loss before you head into the next round. All right, so 14 seconds to go here before the start of this next point. On your screen, you are looking at Infamous as they dig in, getting ready to kick out here. 2 seconds before the start of this next point. And there's Bobby Avilas heading up to that center stand-up Temple. And here comes Nicky Cuba screaming right beside him. You see the wide view, and then Justin Swartz trying to get a little bit with it over here on the snake side, but he gets taken out. Justin struggling this match for Infamous. Oh, and they lose Nicky Cuba as well. They also lose Greg Sewers off the Dorito side. So just 2 Infamous players left alive, and Damage also losing a body as well. But here comes the rest of the 4 alive players streaking out. They lose El Yusuf. Pretty crazy point so far. Callie Rudolph trying to make something happen. It's just Bobby Avilas, and he's going to get tapped out here in the center. So Damage going to go up another point in a pretty chaotic car crash point right there. All right, so I have Tim from ProPaintball.com. How you doing?
Great, man. Big fan, dude. Great show.
Thanks, man. So talk to us about what you guys got going on.
Well, some big things going on with Pro Paintball right now. Over the last 60 days, we've doubled our traffic to the website, doing big things, trying to keep everyone well informed, keep everything on top of things as the days go by. Try to keep the paintball community, engaged often as possible.
Yeah, absolutely, and we need stuff like that out there because there's not a lot of paintball media left.
Yeah,
and as print magazines kind of have died out a little bit, we used to have a ton of paintball magazines. We don't really have that anymore. Now that's all transferred over to the internet. However, there's not a lot of quality content out there that's telling the story of what's going down on the field. So, is that kind of the mentality you guys have behind the whole website?
Yeah, man. We're just trying to, kind of bring everything up in front, front and center. We have great players. We're gonna be bringing a lot more content coming out. We're gonna be bringing out a new website by May. That's definitely. And we're gonna have some new Friday feature interviews from great players like Billy Wing, Dave Opie Thomas, and Simon Stevens, and some other good names.
Nice.
Some things that people will look forward to, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely important to get the story out there, and it's just there's a lot of interesting things that happen in the paintball world, and we just don't have enough lenses to cover all those occurrences.
That's definitely something that we need more. We need local cameras, local photographers coming out to practices and scrimmages, local tournaments, national tournaments, regional tournaments. The more we get that going, I think the better the industry will do for sure.
I totally agree. With knowledge comes understanding,
Truth.
And you have to get the knowledge out there first.
Definitely.
All right, so we got about 20 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Score is 3-1, and Tampa Bay Damage on top of Infamous at this current state in the game, and Infamous really wanting this win here. Struggle with penalties so far in this Galveston event, and that's pretty much historically been their problem. So we'll see if they can stay out of the box and kind of get it up here. They're back at full strength. So 5 guns up. As you see, Damage right now. That's the wide view. Damage doubled up. As you can see, the top hand part of your screen making moves on the Dorito side into that 30 insert, and then immediately moves up to the small A right behind the 50 Dorito. Now you're looking at Infamous. Infamous rolling their guns. They got Travis Szymanski in that back center bunker. Ton of pods on his back too, and I really think that these players should be carrying more paint out there. I've seen a ton of guys running out of paint.
a lot of these games are going really long. Like, pain is definitely a factor recently, I felt.
Yeah,
sure.
pain is absolutely a factor, and it's just kind of disheartening to see because it keeps happening, and it's like,
Over
hey,
and
guys,
over again.
you're watching all these games. Just carry one more pod. You know, if you're a front guy, you got 4, put another pod on your
Tyler
back.
Harmon's been beasting it up this match for sure.
Yeah.
Some big moves up the middle on the Dorito side now.
He's getting so creative these days, and he's really exciting to watch.
Yeah, I've been practicing with Tyler a lot lately. I've been playing up at Dave Baines' field, and he just loves getting creative and loves having fun. That kid's just like trying to find the opening wherever he can find it.
Very pure paintball player.
Love it.
And here comes Tyler Harmon. Just as we talk about, he's going to polish off Travis Szymanski, headhunting. So nice job by Tyler Harmon to finish that game. Dave Baines. It's cool to see Tyler and Dave on the same team.
Man. Finally, right?
Yeah, right. It's been a while. Not counting Woods Ball events, you know?
Yeah, we're not going to count the Ultimate Woods Ball League.
Yeah.
Blast is doing a really good job in that, I hear, this year.
Oh, yeah. It's that's one of the funnest things I've ever done in paintball.
When you got Bob Long machine gunning in the back for you, like, you shouldn't have much of a problem winning.
Yeah, exactly. So the horn, point conceded. And it's just been all Tampa Bay damage so far this game. I think they're really starting to pick their game up too, and to feel that surge rise as they're progressing. And they're going to be heading into the semifinals, and I'm really excited to see these semifinals. It looks like Dynasty and the Russians make it through from the second division. This first division, I believe it's Tampa Bay. We're still waiting to see what breaks down for that other team to get in there. I believe it's between X Factor and Infamous and Vicious. So definitely been a good event so far. I think this field kind of started out a bit slow.
Definitely.
But as these teams really started to kind of learn the field, and now you have the field layout only being put out a week in advance, the teams didn't really get a lot of looks.
No, not at all. It's more like it's definitely gonna be a kind of feel as you go now. Like you gotta you'll have that skill of reading a field as you go along.
Which is that's I like that because I think that's more pure paintball.
Exactly.
I agree with the changes. I think no coaching from the pit side is an excellent decision, and every pro I've talked to is ecstatic about it because some of the ones that haven't been playing for as long, that have just been really used to having that coaching over there, hearing those constant voices with stream of information coming at you, but. The cream's going to rise to the top. I mean, you're going to have a situation where the best players out there doing the most creative stuff are not going to have their moves foiled by just guys screaming from the sidelines.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about it, the game of paintball was not designed to have people give you information from the sidelines. Yeah. It's not how the game was designed.
We're not in the 21st century warfare here. We're trying to keep it real.
Exactly.
Keep it like the individual player making the decision.
Yeah, skill set versus skill set, man versus man. That's how it rolls.
Interesting that way.
So the score is now 4-1. And Infamous is going to have to dig deep and find something. You can see they're in their huddle right now, and you can see the Infamous huddle. And right now, they're basically all they're saying to each other is, "Hey, look." And you can see Nikki Cuba's head's bobbing. He's definitely talking right now. Everyone's listening, and you see Kevin Rudolph shaking his head and basically or nodding his head. And all they're talking about right now is, "Hey, look, dig deep, get to your body or get to your bunkers alive. Let's play paintball. Make some moves. If you see a move, make something happen. Stop dying out of your bunkers, and ultimately play clean too."
Yeah. Penalties never help, man. That only hurts yourself, but it hurts your team, and it puts you in a terrible, terrible spot to try to win a point, especially from behind. Yeah. It's not ever really worth it, in my opinion.
And I mean, they've been plagued by some penalties. They had a penalty earlier on in this match, which hurt them, and then now. But I think that they know that, so they know it's an issue. They always known it's an issue.
True.
It's not like this just first started happening to them.
Yeah, not like it's like a new issue.
And the team is so talented. I talked to
players on that team.
So many good. It's the superstar lineup, literally superstar lineup. I mean, every single one of those guys could be starting on another team. So we got about 45 seconds to go before the start of this next play.
I think Infamous is going to need to figure out how to break open the Dorito side. Not on this line, but Dave Baines has been just raining it. Infamous is having a terrible time breaking out to the Dorito side.
They have. That's another thing that we've seen a lot here is that the teams have really started to figure out those lanes off the break, so we're watching a lot more kills come off the break. And just like when Oliver was talking to Grayson up here, and those guys had really, where the kill comes off the break dictates the moves.
Yeah.
Looking at those 5 guns, you lose 20% of your force, and it really opens things up. And I think the teams are starting to see those lanes and take advantage of them off the break. All right, so let's check it out. Let's see what Infamous can get going over here. You're going to Infamous this breakout. Let's see if Justin Swartz can make it out, running and gunning out to the back corner. So they break out wide. Oh, they lose Callie Rudolph. And then Nikki Cuba trying to make a big move into the 30-yard line. Dorito makes it in clean. Nice job. And then now you're looking at Tampa Bay Damage, who lost a player as well off the break. They still have pretty good field position on the Dorito side of the field with Chad Bussiere. Now Nikki mirroring that move. So both teams good field position on the Dorito side.
All four up.
No one in the snake yet. Oh, here we go. Big move by El Yusuf all the way past the insert Dorito, right into snake 2. He might have got clipped. I don't know why he was out in the open asking for that check. He should have probably crawled in there and took a cover before he asked for that check. He's getting some information from his sideline coach. And then right behind him, filling in that back bunker, Mike Carthy. And Mike Carthy's been playing awesome this event. Mike Carthy's a great gun.
Very talented player.
Yeah, he's very technical. He's a great shot. Very good composure. Mike Carthy's never really gets rattled, regardless of the situation. That's because he's been playing pro paintball for, I think, like 12 years now.
Yeah, man, that's a long time.
Even though he still looks young.
No, dude, definitely. Almost all these guys look like kids still when they're playing.
Oh, so El Yusuf dropping off for Damage, and here comes Bobby Avilas dying for Infamous too. So both teams
Cuba
losing bodies. Nikki Cuba going to make a move, and it looks like he lives. No, he ended up trading out.
Schwartz fills in the snake 2. Snake 1.
It was a good move by Nikki to take out Chad Bussiere over there. Aggressive play. Let's see if his team can make something happen from it.
He's still back there.
Greg Sewers dies out of his bunker in the back corner. Is a terrible death from Greg Sewers in the back. And that is going to make it 2-on-1 right now. And LJ is not in a good position to have a 2-on-1.
I mean, very calm though.
Oh yeah, he's a very composed player. LJ was a beast, an absolute beast for Dynasty. So when Infamous picked him up last year, I was like, that's a great move for them.
That was a nice pickup by Infamous. They definitely, after like losing some of their players, like needed to get some solid pickups.
Oh, but you know, it's not much he can do 2-on-1. So he ends up catching one in the face, gets a little Cyclops, and
looks frustrated.
Yeah, he's very frustrated. And I would be, you know, it's going to be 5-1 now. So 2 points away from victory, and this is a situation where Infamous needed to win this match.
Well, the stands are packed. That's good.
Yeah, nice day today. Slight
Beautiful
breeze
weather.
coming in. So I'm Matty Marshall. You are watching the last game of the prelims go down right now. Tampa Bay Damage and LA Infamous. I got Tim from ProPaintball.com up here helping me out. Score 5-1, and it's been nothing but Tampa Bay Damage so far. What's your favorite team, man? Who do you like to watch play the best?
So many tough choices. I have to say, of course, probably like Russian Legion, just very technical.
Yes.
Like, that's pretty much how, in my opinion, paintball is supposed to be played. Like, guns up, like you take control right off the break. And once you have control off the break, like it's pretty much yours. You get that G maybe, push that side, and just be smart about it. They're never in a rush. Like they're not like running down the field unless like it's like a key bunker that they just have to get rid of.
They are very calm and composed. It always helps them, and it's been interesting though. They've had not their best event so far. They're going on.
Yeah.
So you know, who cares what happened in the prelims? Make it through. That's it. You know, we always used to say, hey man,
get the Sunday.
Don't be perfect, be clutch. Just make the Sunday. It doesn't matter, and don't give a good team a second chance because that's never. We always used to joke about that too. The team that would just barely skate by and fight to make it to Sunday. Man, I'd rather play. Yeah, I would rather play the team that went undefeated because they're going to be all big heads, Jack in the Box syndrome, easy to shoot, those guys. But the team that had to scrap to get in.
Those are always the ones you got to watch out for. Always.
Yeah. So let's see. We've got about 10 seconds to go before the start of this point. And see if Infamous can pick it up.
Oh, we got Zach Wake on the snake side. Probably gonna be a gun up though.
Zach Wake's a beast.
Man, that guy is good too.
Yeah, he's definitely a bulldog, like Oliver was saying.
Damage going to the center tower and sliding over the snake.
Yeah, and Dave Bain's getting shot off the break. Clean. Oh, and I think that, he made it in. Brown makes it in for Damage. Let's see. I was going to say, let's see if Travis Szymanski or Johnny Richardson can make it out of that back center. And now here, Travis making a move up the center, but he gets clipped in his pack. And here goes Greg Sewers. Up that Dorito side of the field. Right now you're looking at Zach Wake. He's in that insert Dorito on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And then there goes Brown for Damage. Gets to the 50-yard line, but smartly backs a little bit up off that crease. See that crease right by that center stand-up. You can get shots in on in there, and a lot of guys have been getting those kind of looping overhead shots coming in and getting the, and then sure enough, he couldn't, just like I was talking about, that looping overhead shot coming in, taking Brown out, couldn't get small enough in there. So Brown walking off frustrated, though he should hang his... Oh, look at this. Brown, it looks like, just got a minor penalty for talking after he's hit, which is completely rookie mistake. You know, when your team's doing well and you get clipped out, shut up and walk off the field.
Yeah, man, you can wait the 45 seconds to like talk to your teammates about what they did wrong.
and you don't want to. I mean, there's not a lot of time left, so it's going to be a really big a big struggle for Infamous to claw their back in it. I mean, it is a 3-point game.
Yeah.
You have 4 minutes left to play, and you know, Brown, not only does he get shot out of the snake, but then, and I don't know what he said, I'm not sure, but it looked like he got a minor penalty for talking after he was hit. And that's just, when you're up bodies, like that's very frustrating if I was their coach. And he's a younger guy on that squad too, so.
Yeah.
But so who's your favorite Cali team?
My favorite California team.
Are you from California?
Originally from California.
Okay.
Spent some time in Arizona. Played with some of the teams out there. Like
where you at now?
I just moved to Central California, like Monterey Bay, like area, Santa Cruz.
That's a nice place.
It's very nice. Great weather, dude. Lucky I got out of there just in time for that tsunami.
Yeah, right? God, that was brutal.
I went surfing in that last tsunami in Samoa, and man, like, never again I'm gonna go surfing in like tsunami weather. But dude, favorite California team I have to say is between probably LA Ironman, Oakland Blast. I really like a lot of the guys on San Francisco Explicit and Seven, man. All those guys are like top notch, like great guys. But yeah.
A lot of teams in California.
And yeah, there's so many good teams, dude. Like spending like when I started playing paintball, I was outside of California, and that's like all anyone like really ever looks forward to. Like living outside of California is like finally get to play with or against or like even around some of those guys, and it's definitely a treat, man.
What about you know, since you did spend time outside of California, other than the Russian Legion, what's your favorite U.S. team?
My favorite U.S. team outside of Russian Legion, obviously I really like Damage, Aftershock. I don't know. Like, I can't say I'm like a huge fan of too many like East Coast like teams, but
it's all good. Keep it real, man. You know.
The Florida, like Chicago, Midwest, like some really good guys out there, man. Like,
yeah.
Some great players. They know to pick up some talent too, apparently.
Yeah, they definitely do. Lots of good. There's, you know, there's good teams everywhere. All right, so let's watch the breakout here. See the boys from Florida taking on the boys from California, and the boys from Florida are definitely winning this battle so far.
Oh, a little bump and grind out in back center for Infamous.
Yeah, so it looks like both teams are doubling up that back center, and John Richardson's rolling his gun like a madman trying to get out of there. Nicky Cuba the first to move out of the back, and he makes a crisp move, and then here comes Greg Sewers.
Oh, a little sloppy at the end.
Oh, yeah, Greg Sewers is taking a little too greedy over there, and here comes Nicky Cuba doubling up the center. Well, John Richardson stopping out in the open. And now John Richardson advancing down the field. There's just 2 bodies left alive for Damage, and they're trying to win this quick point.
One more in back center.
It looks like John Richardson got shot in the back of his head from Zach Wake shooting John Richardson in the back of the head. You can see Johnny just shaking his head as he walks off.
Another quick point by Infamous. That was a minute and like 20-second point. They could maybe bring this back.
Yeah. Now they're putting themselves in a position to tie it up because they're still going to be down 2 with just under 3 minutes to play. That's very achievable. They could possibly do that.
It'll definitely be tough on this field.
It's going to be tough. I was going to say that this field is not. You can play this field quick. We have seen some quick points, but at the same time, it will be interesting to see if they can do that. But so I'm hopefully some exciting points because they have to go. They are under 3 minutes left, so look for some aggressive moves by Infamous coming out here pretty soon.
So Matt, you've been up here the whole time, man. Like, what was the most exciting game so far, do you think?
Well, there was this crazy point that happened in the Dynasty game. I think it was Alex Goldman. I can't remember who he went heads up with, but they came down here and literally ran into each other so hard that Alex fell to the ground and his goggles spun off and his gun fell shooting paintballs into the air.
Oh man.
So it was kind of a chaotic issue because I didn't know what had happened and he was on the ground so much that I didn't know if he got shot in the face or so. It was kind of a scary moment for a second. That was the most, it was the scariest thing that happened. As far as who's impressed me the most, I would say Dynasty. You look at their scores here in the prelims. They had a 7-0 score against Chattanooga. Now Chattanooga, They're the rookies to the league. So, but then they also 7-1 Impact, and they 7-1 the Ironman. So and also to kind of see, I know those are some of my best friends.
Yeah.
Being I'm from San Diego, they all live in San Diego, or most of them do, or have in the past. So to see them kind of like reform their team, be reinvigorated, I think it's a good story.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that. So that and it's cool to see them actually step up and perform. Also, I think it was cool to see Vicious play substantially better than they did last season. I think that was pretty cool to watch, and also it's good to see Chattanooga come in. You know, they didn't have success. I mean, you look on the scoreboard and it looks terrible. They didn't win a game. Their plus minus was terrible.
Yeah.
But watching their games, I think that they,
Potential.
Yeah, man, they had some potential.
Yeah.
They weren't scared. The only team that they talked to one of their coaches, and he said the only team that they were scared of, or that it showed at least, was Dynasty.
Yeah, man. Every single time, like when you your first time you're playing against Dynasty, you're just like, oh man.
Yeah,
like,
you're playing against heroes, you know. So
you gotta play your best against those guys. They do not like let up, not for a second.
Yeah. All right. So on the field going down right now, Infamous losing a body off the break. And now here comes Nicky Cuba trying to make a move into the Dorito. He cut on the inside and then dove out. It's a nice move if Nicky made it in. He did. But here comes Tampa Bay Damage. There's no one in the snake for either team, though, as Damage loses Brown from the snake side early on. So it looks like 3 bodies left alive for Damage.
We have a little over 2 minutes left on the clock. Score's 5-3.
And again, this is where Infamous needs to dig deep and play aggressively. They're in some decent spots they can jump off from, but Damage rolling those guns.
The only one that's stopping the Infamous move on the snake side is Tyler Harmon, holding it down from the center, tall cake.
Yeah, and
that bunker's good. I played that a little earlier today.
Yeah.
Really easy to make, and really just shuts that side down without much trouble from the Dorito side.
Oh wow, and they're losing 2 bodies out of there. So here comes that quick point.
Man,
Johnny Richardson streaking down. I think Tyler Harmon's got some gun issue back there. He polishes him off. So here we go.
Another
Now,
point.
this is what Infamous is talking about.
1 point away from a tie game, man. This is really exciting.
Yeah, this is a very exciting game. So we got 1 minute and 24 seconds left to play. Zach Wake hangs the flag, and he kind of stopped for a second. He was like, here, Johnny, take the flag. So I think maybe he was, kind of scared he must have got bounced or something, but he ends up being clean. So that flag hang is going to be good. The score is 5-4, and Infamous, a resurgent Infamous, able to get some points on the board, and Damage is really kind of dropping the ball here.
Do you think they're going to be able to back up that momentum that they had early in the game, or do you think they might have cooled off a bit?
They've definitely cooled off for sure, and and this game is all about momentum. It's a very mental game, and everyone, skill levels are so close at this level of the sport that the mental tenacity, the gumption, and we talk about that all the time because that's pro paintball.
It's like 80% of the game, man.
Yeah, absolutely, and. So with 1 minute and 24 seconds left, after scoring a couple quick points, they absolutely could do it. Now Damage, they've got it. This is when you need to break out wide, cross it up, and you also carry it, you need to mentally be like, look, we only have to get through 1 minute and 24 seconds in order to win this match. And Infamous is going to have to come hot and heavy. So we'll see. This is what I love to watch paintball right now. And knowing one team has to come, the other team's going to be gunned up, waiting for him to come.
Trying to burn that clock down.
Yeah, trying to burn that clock down.
Every second's going to help each of these teams.
So let's see who Infamous sends out. They got Nicky Cuba out there, Greg Sewers, Johnny Richardson. It looks like Zach Wake and I think Kevin Rudolph.
It's funny, after those initial breakouts by Infamous, they weren't really going off to the Dorito side off the break, but these last 2 or 3 points, they've been sending Greg out there and slingshotting Nicky into Dorito 1 pretty consistently.
And I think the difference has been they've been able to make it out there. Nicky, has been able to bump out. And Nicky, not the fastest or the smallest guy on that team, but the timing that Nicky has is pretty good.
Impeccable.
And that's what makes him a great player. So he's able to use that timing, and Nicky also is a very clutch guy. When he was on the Ironman, and it was when the chips were down and they were down bodies or they needed some points, Nicky was very, very consistent for them in that he was always there being able to throw down and win those clutch points. All right, so Damage throwing a timeout, trying to slow Infamous's roll. I think that's a really good timeout because they need to figure out what's been going on with them for the last couple points.
What do you think it's been? Why do you think they've been doing so little slower these last couple points? They were doing a really good job early getting the snake and locking down the Dorito side.
Well, I think Infamous is doing a better job of shooting guys off the break, and Damage is losing guys, and also you're having, John Richardson and Nikki get into these key spots
Definitely.
and not die. So though they haven't been pretty points, I mean, we're watching guys die from both sides. It's like we always say, win the close ones. You got to win the close points to win those games. So
Definitely.
here we go. We got a minute, just a little over a minute to go. So I'm Matty Marshall. I'm sitting up here with Tim from ProPaintball.com, and we are here in Galveston at the first event. This is the last game of the first event, the prelims for the PSP, inaugural event for the PSP. And we've definitely had some really nice weather so far this weekend, which normally haunts us. There's normally always some sort of crazy weather event that happens when we have a tournament.
So, hurricanes, snow, like you name it, man.
Yeah,
I was a little hesitant, like wanting to come here. Like initially, I was like,
yeah, like we know Galveston's been destroyed a couple times from hurricanes.
Yeah, man. Tsunamis. We had to check to make sure like there aren't any like going off in the Gulf this time.
Yeah.
By the way, I hope everyone in Japan, hopefully if they're listening.
Yeah, it's very tragic, So definitely our prayers and thoughts go out to the tragedy that happened in Japan with an 8.9 earthquake, which is really insane if you think about it. And being from California, that kind of hits home because we've had some of our cities destroyed in the past 100 years from earthquakes. So
here we go. This is definitely going to be the point. Make or break for Infamous.
So Infamous loses player off break over here. There's Zach Wake trying to make it out. That's a big loss.
Major penalty on damage.
Oh wow! So they should blow the horn, because if it's a major penalty within 90 seconds, it should be an instant point. Well, see, I guess they haven't blown the horn yet. I don't know if that's still in effect.
We have
So here comes Infamous. Nikki Cuba trying to break across, and
4-on-3. All the damage players are on the snake side or the back center.
And damage is that little lay down. That little A is not a good spot to be in right now.
Nikki just made a
40
huge
seconds.
bump to
Yeah,
the
Nikki
50
is
Dorito.
Trying to make his move out there on the Dorito side of the field, and they don't have. Now finally getting in the snake over here. Oh, Nikki gets clipped out of that 50-yard line Dorito, and that's a tough loss for Infamous.
25 seconds.
They still have 3 bodies left alive, and they're pushing in hard right now.
Oh, the back left.
Oh, they take out the back left, and here comes John Richardson.
Man. Oh man, here we go.
So
Nikki,
here comes.
Oh, John Richardson just got clipped in the peg.
So John Richardson able to clean it out, and they're gonna have enough time to score a point to take us to sudden death overtime. Wow, you got to give Infamous props.
Man.
Infamous coming back
comeback.
they're coming back. Very exciting match so far, and that's some clutch ability right there. But you guys got guys like Nikki Cuba, though he did die at that last point. He's been doing some work for him the past couple points. John Richardson's been stepping up for him, and I think that it's really helped like Johnny to not have people coaching from the sides, because Johnny, so much of his game is being very elusive, being very creative, and I think that having him not have to worry about getting his moves blown by people screaming from the sidelines has really helped him out. And also, the rumor we're going around the campfire is that Johnny may be retiring after the end of this year. So I think he's going to want to try to have the best.
Yeah.
And he says that he said that last year. He's always talking about that. So and he's in really good shape. But at the same time, I was talking to him a couple weeks ago. He's a physical specimen, but it's just after a while, you've been playing this sport for 15 plus years, your joints aren't what they used to be.
Especially if you're like making like big moves like that all the time. Yeah, definitely the Dorito side, no coaching is very advantageous to all these OG ninjas just rolling up the field.
Which is why I like that change. Let's let the best shine. So, and the best way to do that is let them play their game. And paintball was not designed to have people screaming from the sidelines telling you where everything is.
You can see all the huge crowd we have on screen right now. It's looking great over here at Galveston, Texas. A little overcast, but we should be getting more sun probably in a little while.
Yeah, it's good paintball weather though, because it's not cold enough where you're going to have paint issues. It's not humid at all, and it's just slightly breezy so that you're not going to get too hot as you're running around out there. So this is
not overly bright, so you don't need to break out those old school visors.
Yeah. Though you always want to have like a visor and some electrician's tape in your bag in case it starts to rain.
Always. Do not leave home without that.
Yeah.
And board shorts.
20 seconds to go before the start of this last point. However, Damage going to have to play down a body
for another 51 seconds
here in sudden death overtime. So So now in a turn of fate, Damage now hunted by a penalty, which is interesting because they traditionally are one of the cleaner teams out there most of the time.
I mean, everyone occasionally gets.
Hey man, penalties happen.
Stuff.
Penalties happen. You know, it's part of the game. In every sport, penalties are part of the game. All right, here we go on the breakout. This is it. Sudden death, overtime. Oh, and El Yusuf gets shot and loses his hopper, so just 3 bodies left alive. And it looks like Infamous able to keep all 5 bodies alive. And here comes Zach Wake down the snake.
Marty got shot in the pack though. The ref's going in to check him. Looks like can't find anything.
Oh
clean.
wow, so Zach Wake still alive for Infamous. Oh, and it looks like it's gonna be curtains here for Damage.
Back right only for Damage.
Yeah, so Zach Wake's still alive. He's gonna try to, there's only 1 body left alive for Damage, and it's just gonna be a matter of time. So right now, Infamous just needs to play clean, play smart. They have all the guns in the world and all the time in the world.
19 minutes. Oh man, what a comeback to finish up the preliminaries.
So that is going to do it here as
annihilation.
They completely demolish Chad Bussiere as he comes out of the penalty box.
Nicky is
John Richardson and Nicky Cuba shooting Chad Bussiere so much he dropped his gun. And John Richardson is going to hang that flag. Awesome game by John Richardson and Nicky Cuba, playing stellar for Infamous to get their team back in it. Also, Zach Wake played great over here on the Snake side. So that is going to do it here as these guys slap some pounds and some high fives. And, you know, congratulations is definitely due to the Infamous boys and an amazing comeback win. We'll see how that shakes out as we head into the semis. So thank you guys for tuning in here. Galveston Open, PSP 2011. I'm Matty Marshall with Tim from ProPaintball.com, and we'll have the semifinals coming at you. Just a few.